Well, tonight's edition of Foodie Friday brings us to the Maryland side of Delmar, where the team got to try some truly delicious dishes. Oaked 54 is a family-forward spot with a focus on making your taste buds sing. Let's take a look.
I like to call it bougie barbecue, and really just like comfort food, things that people are familiar with, but like a little different.
They say that every journey of 1,000 miles begins with one bite.
Yep, and the mix here is just buttermilk, a little bit of Cajun, and then just a simple fry fish flour.
The butterflied and battered shrimp dips in the fryer before resting on a bed of coleslaw and getting a blanket of Alabama white sauce.
The batter has crisped up really nicely in the fryer. I'm a really big fan of this Alabama white sauce. It's very vinegar forward, but at the same time it's creamy, so it balances out really nicely.
Next on deck, these seared jumbo scallops are served up with seasonal produce.
This is basically a teriyaki, like a peppery teriyaki with some bourbon in it, is more or less what the whiskey sauce is.
That is an incredibly flavorful sear. Just the seasoning, simple barbecue style salt and pepper is just really singing for that scallop.
Now it's time to make way for this.
Captain Crab is sailing the SS Salmon over a wide array of late summer starches and vegetables.
Oaked 54's crab stuffed salmon is truly indulgent, complemented by cheesy mashed potatoes and more of those delicious seasonal veggies.
The edges of the salmon have kind of become a little bit crispy and golden brown. The crab cake is really well seasoned. It's mostly crab meat. There's not a ton of binder going on in there.
I think that's kind of a consistent thing that Chef is showing us today, is that she really has her seasoning down.
Back on land, it's a battle between two brisket bounties. This Reuben starts with toasted marbled rye, done up with plenty of melty Swiss cheese. And of course,
Once that's nice and hot, add it on there.
glorious brisket. Don't forget the mountain of coleslaw and a dousing of homemade Thousand Island dressing.
So you can just see layers and layers of flavor and texture. The brisket is so tender. It's like a little smoky. And then the Thousand Island dressing, the coleslaw, just kind of cuts through all of those heavier flavors and textures and gives you that nice little pop of freshness that pairs up really well with the brisket. The cheese has just melted beautifully over everything.
Want to share the love? Pull apart this brisket poutine with the whole table. Hand-cut fries, Wisconsin cheddar cheese curds and shreds, and lots of gravy spell out one thing: OMG.
The cheddar curds are nice and juicy. The brisket and the brisket gravy bring kind of like a wonderful, kind of like earthy set of flavors. Our fries knew their objective, which was to carry the rest of that flavor into my mouth.
I got to get me some of those scallops. Those look really good. And again, that was Oaked 54 in Delmar, Maryland. If you go, check them out. If you go to check them out, tell them that you saw them on Foodie Friday. And if you have any suggestions for Hannah or Mike, send it to us at newsroom@WMDT.com.